Hello. I just wanted to take a minute on this last day of January and say hello and let you know that I've not forgotten any of you. I was thinking how long January has seemed. I've seen on Facebook several people saying that it's been the longest month of the year for sure. And we haven't even gotten into February yet, so we better be real careful about what we say. But the other day had come into the house, and my friend and I had gotten food from somewhere we were going to eat. But I do this thing, I guess, that a lot of us do called the mom swoop. I come in and then automatically kind of just go through each room of the house and pick up. And I definitely do that before I can eat or sit down even. And as I was doing that, she said, "What are you doing?" And I said, "I'm cleaning." And she said, "Why?" And, before I could do anything or say anything else, I said, "I am my mother's daughter." And, that led me to think as I was eating and through the rest of the night, I thought, I am my mother's daughter. It's a compliment. It's not a negative thing. And I think a lot of us women, we find ourselves saying things out loud. And then we're like, whoa, that's my mom. And, I think about the advice that my mom gave a lot of times as I've tried to raise my children and as I've spoken to my friends. And I just thought I'd take a minute and share some of that with you guys because February's coming, and with February comes that day in the middle of the month called Valentine's Day. And it's a hard day for some, and it's a great day for the ones of you that are in love. I've tried really hard to spend Valentine's Day teaching my boys how to love their women well. And my girl, I've tried to love on her and cherish her in a way that one day someone will cherish her. But my mom told me one time, piece of advice that I thought maybe somebody out there would need, because in this time of transition, I recognize that, I don't even remember the fall very well. It was so hard and life was so difficult and I was grieving so much that I don't even remember like the kids' soccer team and their football team. I don't remember being at their games. I was just surviving. And, that's kind of sad in some ways, and in other ways, I guess I'm just grateful I made it through. And, I think that that's okay in some ways. I feel like that's how life is. I'm grateful for the people in my life that just hung in there with me. But I guess I just wish that, sometimes we just had a way to look in the future and know like we're going to make it. But I'm encouraging you that if you're in that portion of your life where you're like, there's no way, this is too hard, you have no idea. I do. Because in October and November, like, I didn't know. Like, my heart was broken in a million pieces. I barely was getting out of bed. And I was you have no idea. And now, like, my life is pretty okay. And so there's hope. But my mom gave me this piece of advice one time. She said, "Rachel, if you keep saying yes to everyone, you're taking the yes from someone else." And she said, "So you've got to say no sometimes. You've got to say, no, that's not for me, so that somebody else can say yes." And that was hard, when I first became an adult and when I started volunteering places and I started teaching and I started working in the church and I started wanting to be involved and I wanted to start being noticed and like, yes, yes, yes. And remember, I wanted to cover up like all this hot mess, and so I wanted to get busy, and so I started to want to say yes. And I don't know if you guys have what I do, but I have a lot of like mom guilt, because right now, like, I'm taking care of my kids, and so I've got to work. and I have to take them to games, and they want to, eat every day. And so I have a lot of responsibilities, and so I start to kind of get overwhelmed when people are like, hey, can you do this? Or hey, can you do that? And if I keep saying yes, I start to get this overwhelming feeling of I want to hide under my bed and not come out. And so recently I started having that feeling again, this like overwhelming, I don't want to do it anymore feeling. And not that I don't want to be a mom feeling, but just the I don't want to get up feeling. And so I thought, I'm going to share that with you guys. That piece of advice my mom gave me, I'm going to share with you. Like, don't feel like you have to say yes. You're not a bad mom. You're not a bad woman. You're not a bad person if you say no. You're actually a pretty decent person if you just save a yes for something you're really good at. Or that's where you're gifted. Like, I'm really good at helping people. So, like, my job is in that field. So like I really try hard to do a good job while I'm at work. Last night I made some things for my son's basketball team because bless their heart, they haven't won a game. And I want to cheer them up. So my friend and I, we got together and we made something. I can do that. But I'm not going to chaperone a field trip. I'm not going to work in a nursery. Definitely not gonna teach any kind of class where 3-year-olds are running around, because it's not where my gift is right now. And that's okay. We gotta let this mom guilt go, this woman guilt go. It's okay to take the nap. It's okay to go and hang out with your friends. It's okay just to do nothing for a little bit. I've learned to cherish time by myself, time to cherish watching a TV show. I've watched like 3 shows lately that I didn't even know existed. So I'm encouraging you today to continue to love yourself, and then to love on those people that you found. We keep talking about that, like love a few people well. I watched this really funny video the other day by Medea, and she's a trip. And she said, if you looked at a tree, that the roots are what holds that tree down. And there's only several roots. There's not a whole bunch. But the roots are what holds the tree. My couple of friends that hold me down, that are the people that tell me my picture looks good, that are my people that remind me that I'm worth something, that are my people that I can text in the middle of the night and say, I don't want to get up tomorrow, but they say, Rachel, get up. You've got something to live for. Love those people. And most importantly, love yourself. Remember the good things about yourself. Remember, because we spent time forgiving ourselves for all the things that we've robbed ourselves of. And if you say, you know what, Rachel, I did that, like I forgave myself and I was good, and then I've already backed out, like me too. Like I think I made that video and then I was already hating on myself again. Go back and do it again. I've had to too. This past weekend I was hard on myself. But that's the great thing. Start over. Go back and say, look, Rachel, I'm sorry that I didn't believe in you this past weekend. I'm sorry that I doubted in myself. And find something good. I look at my kids and I'm like, I'm doing a pretty darn good job with them. I met with my boss today and it didn't go badly. Just find something good. Watch a funny YouTube video and laugh a little bit today. And what do I always say? You're not done yet. Don't give up. Keep going. And remember, every time you say no, you're opening up a yes for somebody. Look at it that way. Change your perception. You got this.